This is Morten from INKISH TV. I have the pleasure to talk to one of my actually becoming very good friend, Francesco Crotti. Francesco and we are working on a very exciting project called Bronte, which is a software developed by Rotomail in Milan in Italy. And I think that the experience you have, Francesco, before we talk about Bronte and Rotomail, your experience in the printing industry is quite interesting. So welcome on INKISH, and maybe you can just tell a little bit about why you know so much as you do.
Okay, thank you, Martin. Yeah, indeed, I spent my 30 years of my professional career in the graphic arts, because I started in the offset environment, traditional offset environment, in a big player on the offset market, and then I moved from 2000 in digital space, and I had the opportunity to be with the different brands at the end, and last but not least, my last 14 years were in HP, where I had the opportunity and the honor to be the business director, commercial business director in EMEA for Indigo and PageWide.
Okay, that should give you a lot of understanding, not only about the products and the technologies, but also about the markets, right?
Yeah, I believe
so. When you today work as a consultant and help people understanding let's say the industry and the business and the technology side, have you, with all your experience also from digital, have you experienced there is some trends that are more dominant than other trends?
Indeed. I believe that today what's about technology, it's more or less clear to the industry. In digital, still improving. From my point of view, Inkjet has a big space to find more opportunity in the market. Quality on Inkjet is improving a lot from many sides. But on the other hand, it's not matter of technology itself, it's matter also of software, automation, organization, business model, and then and also how the printers are approaching their market, because this is what is changing. So the web, the platform, is something that is really powerful to grow in this kind of market. So let me say, the technology is not the main. What is really something that we expect in the future is more automation and more capability to serve the market in a very fast way through different platforms that can engage customer directly.
It's interesting to hear both your story and also what you just said right now, because I would have thought you would just say production of one or books of one, because when we look at Rotomail and how they produce millions of books of one, it is a totally different thing than producing a book of one. So I mean, basically the technology requires, and that I think that, I don't know if I'm right, but I think that both of us got a little fascinated when we saw Bronte, and we start to understand that basically all the things you talk about, bridging from the customer side to the planning side, to the file checking, to the imposition, to the actual placement of the job on a printer and binding equipment, to the shipping. I mean, that entire process, I think that, I don't know about you, but I think that we have all seen that as something that you buy this software that does this, and this software that does that, and then this software that do this, and then eventually end up in something that kind of work, but who's responsible when it doesn't work?
Yeah, you're right. I want to ask something about what you're saying first. Yeah, Book of One is one of the big opportunities that I see in the market today. the real starting point is how to manage the supply chain, because this is what the market wants. They want to have flexible. They want to have the right quantity in the right time. They want to print when they need and not when the production capability is available. No, and this is related to many things. If you go into the book of one, this is one of the better example of what we can do. And for managing this kind of application, for sure you need software. But then, point is, I have to build myself what I need. I need to buy on the market, on the shelf, something, and then I need to adapt to what I have in mind. Or there is something in the market that is already available that can give you all the opportunity end to end, and at the end leverage experience of other printers that are using that.
It's funny because what you just said reminded me about something, because often if you see like web to print companies, it's typically like programmers that have an idea to make an e-commerce platform available for print, and which makes a lot of sense, of course. But a lot of these companies doesn't seem to have the domain knowledge of actually printing, because they are very good programmers, they're very good at e-commerce, but they are not very good at printing. I think that one of the things that I got also intrigued with Bronte and Rotomail is that, I mean, they know everything that you need to know about digital print and printing and binding, and even developed technology together with their suppliers in order to make sure that they have something that is really fantastic in a level of automation you don't see many places. And I was just thinking that, do you think it's an advantage or a disadvantage when you sell a software that it is a printing company that has developed it? I mean, if you go to like the big software, if it was like an Adobe product, Adobe is known for doing software, of course, but when you go to Rotomail, they are used to make books, right? So how do you see that?
Yeah. What I see, first of all, I believe that the opportunity to buy software from an existing company that is using this platform for many years and is so successful, and the facts are proving that it's so successful, and he knows at the end in details what a general printer needs to drive his business, is a big opportunity. Also because, at the end it's really partnership, because you can grow together with the customers that want to leverage on this kind of knowledge. So at the end, software, is something that it's easy to buy sometimes, but then to implement successfully
where the headache starts, right?
It's another story. So buy a software is a minute, install 2 weeks, then what we can go, and then organization, the right efficiency that you want to you expect, and you want to bring in any details of the process that you need to drive, and then it's not matter to test. Today we need to be fast. So at the end, if you want to have an experience like Rotomail today, if you ask Rotomail to support you in 3 months, you ramp up and you start. And when I say 3 months, means for sure you need to have an analysis, you need to have a training, you need to work. But at the end, in 3 months you can do what you like, and at the end it's a matter of volume that you want to drive into the platform.
Just before I asked for this interview with you, I was interviewing Dimitri from Cycon, and it was who also exhibits at Hunkeler Innovationdays. And I said to him, it's kind of funny to think of, because if you looked at Hunkeler Innovationdays, let's say 10 years ago or 15 years ago, the majority of the print and the technology they provided were for like the transactional market. Rotomail also comes from the transactional market and still do that, of course, but have also moved into the book market. When we meet each other in Lucerne in just 2-3 weeks, I believe, I have not heard anything else, but I believe that there's a huge shift right now to more and more books, to more and more commercial print, because the quality of the inkjet presses and the high-speed production presses, and also the binding equipment and the software that glues everything together, has changed the market entirely. That was a little bit of a preach, I know that, but Francesco, I was just wondering, it seems like a very good time for you and Bronte and Rotomail to present the software solution at Innovation Days this year.
Yes, Martin, thank you, because what I want to say is that today what is making the difference is how you are managing data. This is the key point. So, as Giovanni Antonuzzo sometimes repeat to me, when I have a printer, this is a printer. I can print transactional, I can print books, I can print poster, I can print commercial. But the real secret is how I'm managing the data. This is a different story. So, if I need to talk to a transactional customer, I can say, listen, you're very, very nice in managing variable data. So, at the end, when you have books and pages, it's the same. Okay, you need to understand a little bit the market and whatever, but you have a big advantage if you want to go into this space. On the other end, if I'm talking to a traditional offset guy, today he needs to follow the change of the market, and the market is changing so fast. In the last 2 years, the market was driven by the COVID situation and people that were sitting there and they wanted to have, ordering online possibility and so on and so forth. Now it's changing a little bit, but then they want to have everything in any case as soon as possible. So at the end is how you manage data.
When you are exhibiting at Innovation Days, what can people expect? I mean, can they see? Of course, they can talk to you guys and the nice people from supporting Bronte from Rotomail side. But how will you convince people to get into a further discussion about Bronte?
Okay, I will say visiting HD. First, you can see a lot of technology there. And I believe that after many years, we can find something that is really new, is really powerful. But then, you can choose technology, but then you need to make this technology working properly. So, it's more to sharing experience and knowledge and say, listen, choose your technology, make your decision, but then come to us, because if you want to talk about books, maybe you can find good ideas how to make this technology work in the right direction.
One thing that I can't help think about is one of the things we have been talking about, I think during lunch sometime, was the fact that if you look at transactional printers today, they have high volume machines, they have very high quality machines, but often these printing companies are scaled to have peak seasons. And I think you said to me, maybe if they buy a little bit extra for covers and a little bit extra for the binding side of it, maybe they end up in a situation where they can utilize the machines even better, because with Bronte, they also get access to Ingram back catalog, and they get integration to Web to Print solution, they get integration to Amazon. I mean, they get all the integration points to get orders. So when you go to Innovation Days, will you be looking for a big sign saying, I am a transactional printer, I need more business? Or what will you look for?
Yeah, you're right. Transactional, yes, they have peak season, and also it's not a business that is growing too much. It's a business where you need to maintain your position and your volume. Automation today in the finishing, I will say, and if I see the Hunkeler opportunity, I believe that there is a lot of something that is completely new, and it's very powerful for this segment to jump into a traditional market that now has a lot of innovation that are available for change. Saying that, then you need to have the right way to manage data, and this is why I'm saying Bronte could be a real opportunity. So guys, If you came to us, first of all, we can share experience and explain to you in a very simple way what we've been built in the last 10 years to be so powerful, or from running short runs, book of one, or standard runs, let me say, and make a good profit on that.
And with that said, I just want to say, Francesco, I look forward to meet you and the team in Lucerne in 3-4 weeks time from now, and then I'm sure that you will be successful, and I thank you very much for your time here on INKISH. I appreciate it, and have a great weekend.
Okay, thank you to all, and I expect you in Rotomail Bronte booth.
Ciao.
Ciao.